and thank you for joining us tonight. Coronavirus cases continue to climb across the country and here at home. Today, 36 new cases in Oneida County, and the number of active cases is at 459. That's the highest number of active cases in the county since the pandemic began. News Channel 2's Caitlin Erla joins us now live in studio with more from the County Executive's news conference today. Caitlin, good evening.
Good evening, Jason. Oneida County Executive Anthony Pacenti held a briefing today to talk about where these cases are coming from and what we need to know to keep the numbers from going even higher. He says the surge that health experts warned us about is here.
The past 2 weeks have been very concerning for Oneida County, for the state, the country.
Oneida County Executive Anthony Pacenti held a coronavirus briefing, announcing the highest number of active cases since the pandemic began. He says the majority of those cases have resulted from what he calls bad behavior and people letting their guard down.
We had a wedding that was held in the town of Trenton at a private residence, exceeding the number of people present. No distancing, no masks, no precautions, and far too many people.
The rise in cases is a stark reminder that the pandemic is not over yet. He says he doesn't want to get to a point where the state steps in and places more restrictions on businesses that are already suffering.
I do not want to close businesses. I do not want to close this community. I want to keep this community moving forward.
Pacenti says a concern of his is the potential for essential businesses to be shut down because of an outbreak. He says he is going to require every municipality to implement a COVID testing policy where every government employee will be tested every 2 weeks.
It is important for all governments to enact a testing protocol because of these services that are so essential. We will look at whether or not it can be put in the form of an executive order.
He reiterated that everyone must work together and follow the rules to help stop the spread and keep our numbers from increasing even more.
And we must continue to wear masks, be socially and physically distant, practice good hygiene, and continue to avoid gatherings that are in violation of state law and, quite frankly, inappropriate at this time.
I asked Pacenti if he had any concerns about closing schools. He says if the infection rate gets too high or if we see a particular outbreak that is school-related, then he would consider taking action. But schools aren't the problem. While we have seen some cases in schools, it's not what's driving the current increase. Jason, back to you.
Caitlin Erla reporting live in studio. Thank you. Here are your Oneida County exposure locations.